Thank you for watching, and remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for your support.
In the afternoon, so that cold air is going to start pushing in later on tonight. You're really going to feel that difference. The snow will begin to develop before sunrise, so you will likely see the flakes coming down when you wake up early tomorrow. But the heaviest window of accumulation is likely late morning through early afternoon, and then starting to taper off as you head into the evening hours. But we're looking at accumulations here once again across parts of the Mid-South, and even some parts of the Deep South are going to be getting in on wintry weather. More likely that freezing rain into northern parts of Alabama, 80 right now across parts of Nebraska. That's our latest storm system that we're watching here, but we also have really snowy conditions across the Great Lakes, and that's one of my big concerns, is that the winds are bringing big-time visibility issues and blowing that snow over roadways that may have already been treated. If you're flying by the airways, we just got a ground stop in effect at Chicago O'Hare. We've had some delays at LaGuardia today and de-icing delays in a few airports across the country as well. But you can see how strong our upper-level winds are, those jet stream winds. So a lot of turbulence here across the Rockies, but also into the Ohio Valley and into the Northeast. Here's a look at the latest flight delays, 3,500 delayed this time around. So we already have really moist ground, and with more rain coming in on top of that, rivers, creeks, and streams all expected to be on the rise, some of which may be very well reaching flood stage. And we've got so much of a surplus here into the Northwest, from as much as 20 inches above average to as little as maybe just a little bit over an inch in a place like Medford, Oregon. But you get the idea that we've really had a wet go of it here the last couple of months, and additional rainfall isn't needed. What we want is low snow levels and working on building up that snowpack and not getting that to melt until the spring months. Unfortunately, that's not happening this time around. So the Olympics and the Cascades, both into the lower elevations, are going to be getting more rain. So we do have flood watches in effect. This includes all of the I-5 corridor across the region. This will continue through the rest of the work week and into the weekend. So we do have that onshore flow right now, and another big push of moisture is going to be coming in here, along with a new area of low pressure that's going to bring more rounds of rain and snow. There may be a few breaks in between here and there between now and the end of the day on your Friday, but overall, this is going to be a very unsettled, very active time with a stream of moisture just aiming itself in across the region. So we are going to be measuring snow in feet once again. We're going to be measuring rain in inches, maybe even a half a foot or better in some of these locations. So this will finally start to work its way a little farther to the south, work into northern parts of California as we head into your Friday. The Bay Area will likely get some rain, and then this begins to push into the interior, and perhaps we settle down a little bit more as we head into the weekend. So there's a look at your forecast rainfall totals. When we see some of those oranges, especially over towards the Olympics, that's not good news, of 5 to 8 inches of rainfall. And there you can see that snowfall. We will be measuring it in feet, and the avalanche risk is going to be high here as well. Tevin?
Not just with snow for some of us, but rain to wash away that snow by the end of the weekend.
After that, right? I hate that if you have to have snow, it may as well look pretty instead of getting all muddy and messy
Icky,
looking.
yeah.
I know. We call that snort, right?
Snort.
Like dirty snow.
Ah, I like it.
There you go. So let's talk a little bit more about what you can expect in the Northeast with this system as we head towards the weekend. So it's not going to be a great outdoor weekend in a lot of these locations. And even if you're trying to get out, you snow lovers, not looking all that fantastic, as this is going to be a little bit of a warmer system. Our Pacific systems tend to be a little bit warmer. So on Saturday, we're going to be watching this move from St. Louis up towards Springfield, Chicago, likely a little bit of a wintry mix for you. As we head towards Saturday night, this works its way across the Great Lakes and into the Ohio River Valley, and then starts to move into the interior parts of the Northeast. And we will see some snow and some freezing rain. That's one of the things I'm going to be most concerned about here, especially into parts of Pennsylvania, into New York, and over towards Berkshires, and into parts of Connecticut once again. So that could make for dicey travel. I don't think we have a ton of moisture with this next system for you here into the Northeast, but remember, all it takes is just a very small amount of ice to cause travel problems, and we know we dealt with that already this morning in places like Connecticut, unfortunately. This will linger into your Sunday night as well. Rain for the most part along the I-95 corridor, and taking a look at what the models are showing for the amounts. Most of us, Philadelphia. Philadelphia that Sunday morning in particular could be very difficult for travel. We'll start you out on the southern tier of all this on your Saturday, and we are expecting showers and thunderstorms, hit and miss of the variety, and we'll see that from Houston to Shreveport, New Orleans. Yes, you get in on the mix, as well as places like Little Rock and Memphis. This is after your snow, right, that's going to be coming in for tomorrow, and a little bit of that wintry mix. This is going to be a warmer storm for the weekend compared to what we're going to be dealing on Thursday into Friday. So keep that in mind, is that areas that were maybe getting a little icy here on Thursday, Friday are going to be looking at rain and thunderstorms into the weekend as our temperatures work their way up. It's going to be a good indoor day on Sunday, and I know this looks kind of ominous on our maps here, but I want you to keep in mind is that I do think it's going to be scattered across the region Sunday into Sunday night, and rainfall totals for the most part across the region should be totaling up to less than an inch. Some of the heavier amounts of rain may be with some of those isolated thunderstorms across the southern plain states. So we've got a lot of active, unsettled conditions. We're continuing with that train of storms, so to speak, that it's just one after the other, Tev.
Yeah, one after the other, that we are, especially across the Pacific Northwest, where a lot of that moisture does lie. Those 6, 7, maybe even 8-inch totals.
Right, got to keep an eye on the potential of that getting close to the benchmark. And some of the models are sort of leaning that way, bringing some bigger numbers to Boston on up towards down East Maine. So we'll